Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at the 1 to 4 player game Bonsai, published by DV Games. In the game of Bonsai, you're going to be trying to create the best bonsai tree. You're going to cultivate it, you're going to meditate on its best look, and you're going to execute all that to create the best bonsai tree. The player who scores the most points from creating the best bonsai tree will win the game. Let's go ahead down to the table and take a look at this game, and I'm going to give you a general overview of how it plays, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. All right, so this is Bonsai. The first thing we're going to go into on Bonsai is the setup, and the setup's really quick for this game. What you're going to do is you're going to randomly select 3 color tiles, and there's going to be 5 different colors total. Once you randomly select the 3 colors you're going to be playing with, you're going to place the other 2 colors back in the box. You're going to get out the 3 tiles in each of those colors and set them out in order. Then, these are gold tiles, by the way. Then you're going to shuffle up this deck and you're going to place 4 cards out on this board. You're going to place all of your fruit, flowers, greenery, and wood for everyone to be able to reach. You're going to give each player one of these potters, and you're going to give each player one of these player boards themselves, and a neat little player guide on what the scoring is for each of those types. Depending on player order, you're going to get some bonus tiles here. The first player is going to get 1 wood. The second player is going to get a wood and a leaf. The third player is going to get a wood, leaf, and flower. And the fourth player is going to get one of everything. It's going to be a wood, leaf, flower, and fruit. After you have that all set up, you're ready to play the game. So let's go into how to play the game. Okay, so you have 2 different actions you can take on your turn. You can either meditate or cultivate, and then you can claim a bonus tile if you want. So what do each of these do? Well, meditate means that you're taking from this board, and cultivate means you're going to be placing pieces out onto your bonsai tree. So if you meditate, what you're going to do is you're going to pick one of these 4 cards, and you're going to place them on your side of the board. And each of these do different things, but what's really important is if you take a look at this board here, you can get some bonuses for some of the locations. So this one here gives you no bonus, but you get the card. This one here you get the card, but you also get a bonus. This one you get a wood, there's a slash, or a leaf. This one here you're going to get a wood and a flower. This one here you're going to get a wood and a fruit. And the important thing to know about getting these things is the points that they're worth. So this little handy dandy sheet here will tell you what the points of each of these are worth at the end of the game. So let's say you have this leaf here. This leaf here is worth straight up just 3 points. If you get a flower, for every open side, it's worth a point. So at the most, this guy right here can be worth 5 points, because this side here has to be touching a leaf. The fruit here is unique. The fruit can't be beside any other tile. It does have to touch 2 leaves here, but as long as that's the only thing touching this tile, this guy right here is going to be worth a whopping 7 points. Other ways of scoring points in the game is you can get these cards right here. So if I meditate, I can get this card right here, and for all of these pink cards that I get, I'll get 2 points per card, and there's 1 for each thing in there, including having extra flowers and fruits. We'll go over claiming your gold tiles in a second, but meditate, I'm going to grab one of these cards and I take it and I bring it down to my area. Tools here will let you store more of these pieces of your bonsai tree. So just to go over what that means is this here, your base tile, your starting tile, says you can have 5 pieces for your bonsai tree. Can't have any more. You can have up to 5 before you cultivate, which we'll go over in a second. If you get this tool card, you can place it on the side of it here, and now I will have 7. You can see denoted by this +2. So I can hold up to 7 of these tiles before I have to cultivate, or I can't take any more. If I took this tile, you would slide the rest down and flip the next card, and this would be for the next player. But I'm just going to show you a couple of these other cards you can pick. Like right here, this card here will give you immediately to put down in this area. Will give you a leaf and 2 flowers. If I take this card right here, this card is unique. This card here says that I can place a wood in any one tile that I want. So we'll go over placing stuff in a second, but that is a nice way of doing it without having to do necessarily as quickly the cultivate action. Other cards that are in here that are of interest, let's see. Here's one of the ones I talked about that would give you 2 points for every fruit that you have. There's 2 points for each. Well, not 2 points, but there's points for each of the different types you can get. 1 card each. And there's 1 card bonus cards for each of these type. So let's see. These cards I wanted to show you. So what these cards mean here is going to go into the cultivate action. So if I picked up this card, I put it here. And this means I can cultivate more things. We're going to take this back, and I'm going to show you what cultivate is, and you can understand how those bonus cards help you out. So when I'm ready to cultivate, so let's say I do have more tiles, and it's been a little bit of time here. Let's say I have all these tiles. Okay. So when I cultivate, I can place this many things out. I can place 1 leaf, I can place 1 wood, and I can place 1 of any tile that I want. That's it. So my cultivate action right now says I can place out at most 3 tiles. So I can place out a wood. Now I want to try to grow my tree here in directions that I believe that I can benefit off of for placing these bonus fruit and flower and the leaves. So if I built that there, I could do something like that. I can throw one of these in here, and then for my wild I could throw another leaf in here because it's any tile. Now I want to keep room here so I can keep building my tree here, but right now I have 2 leaves, so at the end of the game I'm already at 6 points, which is pretty nice. Later on, if I do this cultivate action again or through other actions, I can place these tiles here. This one here has to go between 2 greenery, so that would be legal for it, and at the end of the game that guy is going to be worth 7 points. Or I can place something out like this and try to get more flowers, and that one's going to be 1 point per open side. So right now I have 5 open sides, so that guy's worth 5 points. And some of this is going to be dictated by the bonus cards that you get in here. So there's a bonus card for each of these, like I said. So if I get the fruit bonus, maybe I'm going to, or I get this flower bonus here, maybe I'm going to want to try to have more flowers or fruits out for the points. So that's basically how your meditate and your cultivate action work. So again, meditate, you're going to be taking cards from here. Cultivate, you're going to be taking your little tokens from here and placing it out on the board based on the limit that you're allowed to place out on your player board area. And you can have cards here to increase that. So now that that's all done, the other thing you can do is claim a tile. So when I claim a tile, I have to announce if I have met the prerequisite for a tile at the end of my turn. So let's say I have 3 fruits out, I have to say that I can get this tile. And immediately I either have to take the tile or say that I renounce my claim on it. And the reason why you may want to renounce your claim on it is because once you've picked a color, you cannot pick any more of that color. So if I grab this tile here that said for 3 fruits I'm going to get 9 points, I can't get the 4 fruits 11 point gold tile. I can get the other 2 colors, one of the other 2 colors, but I can't get any more of that color. So if I renounce the tile for the rest of the game, I can no longer get that gold tile. So I have to decide whether it's better just to grab that one first and ensure that I can get the points, or push my luck and try to put out more fruit in this case than any other player to get the 11 or 13.1. So that's a unique thing at the end of your turn. You're going to have to state whether you can get one of these gold tiles and whether you renounce it or not, or take it. So that's the end of your turns. At the end, the game will end once this last card is flipped over. Once the last card is flipped over, the player that had the card flip over, last card flip over on their turn, will get one more turn along with everyone else. At that point, the game will end and you'll add up your scores. You have this really cool notebook here that you can add up your scores on. It's pretty straightforward. You're going to add up your scores for your leaves, flower, fruit, for your gold cards. Or those are the gold tiles, sorry. Your gold cards, so you get more for like having 2 of each of those pink cards or whatever, and then the person with the highest score will win. Now, tie breaking in this game is really, really easy. If there is a case, there's a tie. The winner among the tie players is the furthest away from the starting player in clockwise order. That guy is going to be the winner. A couple other things to mention in this. There is a solo mode for this game. So you can play this game solo. I'm not really going to go over that, but that is available to play. And the other thing that I found really interesting, I never really got into it, but I actually might get a bonsai tree. At the end of the book is about bonsai and its origins, bonsai care, and the different types of bonsai tree. So throughout the game, I generally wasn't ever going to be trying to make a, I guess, replica of a bonsai tree. I was basically just trying to gear it up to get the most points, but a lot of times they'll look like one of those things, which is pretty cool. And at the back of the book here is going to be a guide on all the different gold tiles and the cards themselves too. But the cards and the iconography for this game are really straightforward, especially once you start going forward. You do that brief explanation I did. The iconography on this game is amazing. Also, you can see the component quality is really, really good for this game. I like how thick the cardboard is. And the game is just beautiful. When you build up this tree, they can look really, really nice. And I really like the decisions you have to make with whether you're going to grab that gold tile. It's a big decision whether I'm going to grab that gold tile or keep on going. I really pay attention to the other players to see what they have available, to see if they can snipe that ahead of me. And even if they can, I may want to just like downplay it a little bit and just try to make it back to my turn. So there's a lot of really cool decisions and a lot of really cool things in this game. Card quality is really good for this game too. I'm probably going to sleeve them just because we're going to probably play this game a lot more often. So I am going to want to keep this wonderful art in the best shape possible. So let's go ahead back up to the table here and I'll give you my final thoughts on Bonsai. So I love Bonsai. Bonsai is an amazing game. I think it is an excellent 2-player game. It's excellent in the higher player counts. There is a solo mode available for this game, which is cool too. And it's a really satisfying game where you're trying to make the different shapes and make a cool bonsai tree. I also like the fact that in the back of the book, they go over the different types of bonsai trees, and that's really, really interesting. I love the gameplay on there, and this game has a lot more strategy than it looks like on the surface itself. There's a lot in how you're going to be placing these tiles on there, which will limit how many of those fruits and flowers that you can put out. I have made bunches of mistakes on thinking that I had a good pattern, and when I didn't. So there's a lot of learning curve to the game on how to be more efficient on what you're going to do. And then there's a lot of replayability in the game, especially when you're playing with opponents and they're picking off those cards, and when you're going to pick off the cards and when you're not, when you're going to go for those gold tiles, because your opponents are obviously going for those gold tiles too. So should you take one of the earlier ones quicker so you could just guarantee that you get some points, or should you just try to push your luck and get the higher point gold cards? A lot of really cool decisions. Component quality on this game is wonderful. This is an amazing, beautiful game with amazing component quality. Cards are awesome. The cardboard pieces are really nice and thick. Art on it is great. Just overall, top notch. This game is definitely going to be in my collection for a very long time, and this is a nice casual game that I'll bring out to play with my daughters and my wife anytime they want. So if you're looking for an easy to teach, beautiful, casual game that has a lot of strategy to it, I would highly recommend checking out Bonsai. Thank you for watching.